All systems go. Clear for liftoff.
What is going on, SHIPIT Nation YouTube station? Back in the saddle for my last show with my guy Gyiraszin. It's been bittersweet here. We're coming down to the grips. We're coming down to the end. But hey, just wait. There's October baseball. I don't know what the show schedule is going to look like. I'm assuming not many live shows there, but we will have content all the way through the playoffs. Gyiraszin, our last show of the regular season, coming down to the end here, and we got a 9-gamer. We got the Rockies Chalk City on the slate again, right? Another pitcher to talk about that's underpriced for the matchup. Bryce Miller didn't get the job done. We talked about that. I think we hit the nail on the head yesterday there with, I don't know what he came in, 50% owned, 45% owned, something like that. Scored 11 fantasy points. I don't know if you were very happy with the 11 ball there from Mr. Bryce Miller, but hey, we got Castillo to talk about here tonight. Been a hell of a ride, hell of a season. You're coming off, actually, all of us. I mean, the whole nation last night smashed in the streets. I picked up a couple 555 tickets, had a couple shots at the top for a lot of the single entry stuff there. Frickin' Seattle got whooped up on. That hurt me pretty bad there, but I'm sure you had a pretty solid night overall. I know you got some bowling to attend to this afternoon there. You got some new balls. Hey. Maybe they're nice and shiny, ready to throw some 300 games out there. But what's up, brother? How are you?
Yeah, hey, excited. Always fun when you get a new bowling ball. I mean, you know, it's last couple I got anybody who I got the hyper pearl, so we're gonna see what that's all about. And then I got an Equinox last week. Shot 700 with it right out the box. So 2 out of 3 times. So actually bowl 3 times a week. Yeah, I don't know why the hell I did that, but I committed to it, Nades. So either way, fun times. But yeah, yesterday, the only thing that sucked was Webb getting fucking smoked out the gate. Like, dude, he gave up 3 runs right away out the bat. And I was sitting there with I had a Gossman team, I had a Webb team, and then I ended up having a Bryce Miller team. But man, Miller, it's the same situation today with Luis Castillo. I mean, and Luis Castillo sucks, man. I'm out on that deal already. I'll tell y'all right now, like, I'm not even considering that. Castillo probably be about the same owned. It's like almost like Groundhog Day today. It's just Castillo and Bryce Miller. So we'll have to see, you know, what other pitching options, and really pitching kind of sucks today. But there is one guy, I think, actually 2, I think, that have some pretty slate breaking potential today. Obviously Snell, and then we got Garrett Crochet that I don't think really too many people are going to play today. I think a lot of people are going to go to Max Fried, which, hey, that's fine. DeGrom, that's fine too. I just don't like that, but we'll see, you know, as we get through it. But I can't believe it's the last show already too. Like, holy shit, man. I mean, like it literally feels like I just went to opening day with the Tigers, froze my ass off down there in Detroit, and like the whole summer's just like gone already. But hey, it was a lot of fun. You know, I know, you know, pretty much I'm going to disappear until baseball starts next year. I don't get on any shows unless, you know, you guys, you know, start maybe bug hoop and Tambo. Tell them, get your eyes on one of these football shows or something, talk some smack or something. I like to get on and talk shit. But either way, it's always been fun all season. Title and Nades and Ham. I know we all have a good time. It was a really good time when we all got to get together and hang out. It feels like we're all like brothers in a family, and it's like, you know, you don't see each other, then you see each other. I feel like I saw you yesterday. It's like I didn't even see you but like once, but I feel like I saw you yesterday. Pretty much did. It was on here. But either way, I mean, it's a lot of fun being a part of the SHIPIT family. I mean, I've been a part of few different sites. I mean, I started way back with Beeline Sports in 2011 and 12 when it was just a site and we were doing write-ups and all this kind of shit. And I've never been a part of a site that has just like, it's not like toxic. There's no like negativity. Like everybody gets along, and I think we've done a good job as you know, the people on the site that are, you know, giving out, you know, information and content. We don't also give out content. I think we actually teach you how to play. At least that's what I try to do. I mean, yeah, baseball is tough, man. If you can win once out of every few weeks and you're shipping tournaments, dude, you're a winning player. Like, it's just, you got to learn how to play. Are you taking a risk or doing all that? And I think that's what I tried to get across to you guys as we go through. And I mean, and I look at it as a season long kind of thing, Nate. That's why, like, I bust balls on the Royals, like season long. I just thought longevity. I mean, they weren't a team that had the power to win me to top of tournaments on a big, deep slate, like a 10 gamer, 9 gamer, 5 gamers. That's different, and we talked about situations like that, but I mean, that I had a lot of fun. I mean, we'll be back next year, ready to rare and to go. I can't believe it's over already. And my Tigers are going to shit the bed, miss the playoffs. This town here is about they don't know what to do with themselves. Like, I mean, it's a good thing the Lions are good, or the Tigers right now would be getting it's a good thing the Lions beat Baltimore. I'll tell you right now, because the talk radio shows here would just be so negative around here. It's unbelievable. But hey, it's baseball. It's fun. Let's win the slate here tonight. Like, the way I look at it, we got Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday this week. That's really going to, maybe Saturday will be some decent prizes, but we know Thursday they jerk us around with some shit ass pools on the football days. So we really only got a couple of days left. So let's have some fun, hammer it, and let's get us some extra cash.
Yeah, no, it's been a hell of a ride. Love doing shows with you here for baseball. Obviously, since football started, right, I've been on with you more often. It's been a blast. And I think you hit the nail on the head, right? We try our best to not focus on the picks and plays, but more so roster construction, leverage, how to build your teams and give yourself the best chance to get to the top. And again, baseball is one of the hardest, if not the hardest, DFS sport. I'll put hockey right up there with all of them. Obviously, they're all hard, but the variance in baseball, MLB DFS, especially in September, is just wild. I mean, look at Logan Webb and Kevin Gausman yesterday, quote unquote, the two safest options on the board in terms of leash, in terms of pitch count, and what they score, 11 and 12 DraftKings points, each of them there. And that just goes to show you there's variance slapping you right in the face overall. But yeah, we'll do our best to break it down here. We've got Sean Rooney in here, Marquis, Go Collect, Todd, Lone Wolf, My Lane, Sean Sullivan. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button one last time for us. Helps us out a ton. I'll be back on Friday with my guy Ham to round out the week here and round out the regular season strong. Again, we'll have content all the way through the playoffs. So if you're not a member yet, shipitnation.com. Get in, get the rest of the baseball season playoffs. There's usually really, really good contests all playoffs long. There's a lot of money to be made. And then obviously NFL. I mean, we're coming in a week 4 already, which seems nuts for NFL. I know we were just talking opening weekend, right? First Sunday, and now we're 4 Sundays in. We're about to be 4 Sundays in here. Everything just moves so quickly, but yeah, we'll do our best to break it all down here. I'm going to pull our partner SaberSim up here. I did do the dry run up on the screen here, Gyiraszin, and I know he stepped away. But basically, I'll kind of give the lowdown in terms of the slate overview. It's going to be Castillo, it's going to be DeGrom, and it's going to be Houston. It's pretty much a telltale sign of yesterday's slate. It was Houston with Bryce Miller. Today, it's Houston with Castillo and DeGrom. That's really where it's going. The other guys up at the top that are going to get some ownership, Max Fried, Sonny Gray. The two guys that are kind of getting left in the dust are Sonny Gray, Garrett Crochet for sure, and then probably Hunter Brown. Really, Castillo, DeGrom, Max Fried are going to command the most ownership. Sonny Gray a little bit as well. And then Houston. It's Houston and the Yankees bats overall in terms of the dry run. Gyiraszin, I'll throw it over to you. 8K and above. Got a couple guys here. You got Matthew Boyd in that Wrigley win game there, about 10 to 12 mile an hour winds blowing straight in from center field in there in Wrigley. Obviously, we know the wind affects it a lot there. Pretty similar to yesterday. And what did that game? That game went nuts. One of the highest scoring games on the slate. Just shows you, hey, Wrigley's back. We started the year in 30 degrees. We're ending the year in low 60s, upper 50s with wind blowing in. And that's the only time the Cubs and the teams there seem to be scoring runs. So you got Matthew Boyd at 8,300, Sonny Gray at 8,500. Boyd definitely going to be the pivot off of Sonny Gray. DeGrom going to be the chalk right there at 9K. And then up at the top, you got Brown, Fried, Snell, Crochet. I think from DeGrom all the way up, any of these 6, I wouldn't be surprised to put up a slate-breaking upside or slate-breaking performance. For me, I think Garrett Crochet is the best option on the slate because I think people are scared to click that name all the way up at the top. But Gyiraszin, the AL is where all of the majority of the teams are fighting for something. There's a little bit in the NL, but realistically, it's the AL. The AL is wide open here. Boston is definitely playing for something here. It is a tough matchup against Toronto, but man, we know Garrett Crochet, what he can do. Boston needs to win this game in general. I'm assuming they're going to let him throw as much as he physically can. Blake Snell gets the matchup against the D-backs, right, where, hey, D-backs also need to win. They're, a game out of the wild card here in the NL. Blake Snell can get wild at times. So talk about that. There's a lot of these pitchers up here do need to play for some. Some don't need to play as much. So you could see their pitch count concerns come into effect, right, where they get cut short. They just don't go as long when they're not playing for much. But break down this top tier. I think it's a really loaded tier in general. What do you see up here? You're on mute. Mute.
Mute. Fucking just jaw jacking away, had to cough. But either way, so, just kind of looking at what we got up at top here. I think everybody's going to Max Fried because they see the matchup versus the White Sox. And, you're sitting here looking at Crochet and Snell, and you got two teams that all season we've been talking about not really chasing after for strikeouts, the Blue Jays and the D-backs. So, I think that's where, most of us are sitting there looking, saying, I don't really like the matchup. But, man, Crochet's been really good. Almost 32% strikeout. He doesn't really walk anybody. Snell's been good his last few starts out. He's been, over double-digit strikeouts. He's got 23 strikeouts his last two starts. Dude's been good. So, I think these two have the slate-breaking upside that literally on a short pitching slate, I'm kind of surprised. I think that's where I would be kind of looking today to try to be different. You look at some of these other guys that are up here at the top. I don't mind Fried and his matchup here, but since when has Max Fried been somebody that I want to play over Garrett Crochet or Snell? I should be able to find the salary where I should be able to get to one of those two instead of Max Fried. So I'm not really sold too high on Fried here. I think he's got, a decent floor, but I don't think he's got the ceiling like Crochet and Snell have. I don't really care about the two matchups there at all. But, and then, you look at Hunter Brown. I think Hunter Brown's, it's just, he's a good pitcher. I don't think the matchup is all that great. I don't like the park. So, I just think Brown is, I'd put him below the Fried, Snell, and everybody else, but I wouldn't cancel him out. I don't think I dislike and see too many flags where I would take him out of my pool, especially on a slate where I don't really like pitching overall. And then DeGrom, he's obviously not Jacob DeGrom. I don't just think that we get the leash that we really want. I just don't like it. I think people are trying to jam it to me too hard. I'm playing on FanDuel, so I think it's even worse play over on FanDuel than it is on DK. But Sonny Gray, I think he's in play too. I think you're going to get, the 90th pitches. Mid, high 90 pitches. I think, I definitely like the ballpark they're at out there in San Francisco. I think that's something I want to have. I like the top 3 out of 4 hitters are all over 25% strikeout rate. Ramos is at 21. They got 5 bats here that I think Gray could get to with his 24% K rate against righties, and he's got 29% K rate against lefties. So I think Sonny Gray for me actually is a guy that I think I'd rather play him than like DeGrom and Hunter Brown, actually, especially on FanDuel. But for me, man, if I could figure out a lineup with Crochet and Snell on DK, I think that's pretty much where I'd want to go if I started with pitching. But I don't think you necessarily have to go there out. You can go to the Astros. You can go out there to that Sacramento game again. Astro stack is cheap. So, I think for me, I think I would kind of live on the high end. But you're right. I do believe Castillo is going to be the highest owned. Then I think Fried's going to come in there. And then I think it'll be DeGrom. So for me, the guys I don't really like that I don't think really have the upside are getting the ownership here. So to me, I think it's kind of ass backwards. I think I would rather it be Crochet and Snell. Like, I think there's a cheap, for me to have a guy like Castillo and then them not to go up to somebody like Crochet or Snell kind of is the chalky pairing, to me just kind of is awkward to me. It doesn't make sense. I don't care about the matchup or not. They still have the strikeout upside. I'm not sure which one I like more between Crochet and Snell. You could argue both of them. I think I'd probably lean Crochet because he's still battling for their life over there. So, yeah, I think it's interesting. I think Crochet and Snell is playing for a little bit too. I think they're still trying to fend off the Padres. So, yeah, I think that's where I like. The more I talk about it, I think that's the two guys that I really like.
Yeah, I like a lot of what you said there. Texas isn't playing for anything. Right, they're out of the picture. They can't win the division. They're too far back of the wild card. There's just no reason with DeGrom's injury history for them. I mean, neither team in Texas is playing for anything, right? Texas has had a good run, but I mean, I'm not so worried about the hitters as I am the pitchers, especially with a guy like DeGrom with the injury concerns, and then you're throwing the ownership on top of him. I'm out on DeGrom here. MME's fine. I think taking the cop out of matching the field, something like that, would be fine. But single entry, 3-max single stuff, I'm not getting to DeGrom. I'd rather just go right to Sonny Gray. Cardinals are playing for something. Cardinals are right there, 3.5 games back. It's going to be a far stretch, but they can technically still sneak their way in there. I think there's 4 games left to play, 5 games left to play. They're 3.5 back of that last wild card spot of the Mets. The D-backs, the Reds are all right there within the game. Going to be tough to catch the Reds because the Reds are at home facing the Pirates with Hunter Green on the mound tonight here. But I do still like Sonny Gray a lot compared to DeGrom and Hunter Brown. For me, Garrett Crochet is my favorite pitcher on the slate. I think he's one of the lowest owned, him and Snell. So for me, it's Crochet, Snell, and Sonny Gray with you up in the top tier. Those are my 3 favorite guys up here. I think you could take a stab on Matthew Boyd there just because the pitching weather there. Cubs are still trying to win games. They can lock in the 4 seed in the NL. I think if they win tonight and some other stuff goes wrong, they can clinch the 4 seed in the NL, which really isn't too crazy there, but at least it'll get them on the side. I think they'd rather play the Brewers, to be honest, than play the Phillies on the other side there. So overall, those 3 guys are kind of the guys I'm going in on. Max Fried is fine in general. He'd be my 4th guy I'd probably add in there. But again, I'm really scared about Jacob deGrom in general. Let's drop down below 8K. Castillo. For me, if I'm playing Castillo, I'm going all the way up to top, like you said, with pairing them with a Garrett Crochet or a Blake Snell. I'm avoiding any of these other guys. I'm avoiding pairing Castillo with a Sonny Gray, with a Jacob deGrom, just because I think so many other people are going to do that and then play Houston and then get your spend up Yankee 3-man stack or mini stack is kind of how the slate shakes up. So for me, if I'm playing Castillo, I'm playing Garrett Crochet all the way up at the top, and I'm not playing Houston bats. I'll pivot to a different team there. That's probably the way I would do it there, but definitely talk about Castillo. And then anyone else down here that you have interest in, you got Jonah Tong all the way down at 6,700 after getting shellacked in his last start. But before that, he was really good. Gets a really, really favorable matchup, or not favorable matchup, but really good pitching conditions in Wrigley there. 6,700. His like I said, his price absolutely plummeted. It's not the greatest strikeout matchup against the Cubs there, but the weather boost in general. I mean, lowest total on the board at $6,700. I mean, I don't hate it. He has shown upside there. And then any of these other guys, you guys, Taj Bradley all the way down at 6K. You don't really have many of these guys down here playing for that much. So there is some concern there. But again, the price points are nice. And anyone outside of Castillo is going to be low owned. So what do you see down here below 8K?
Yeah, I mean, below 8K, there really isn't too much. I mean, if you really want to live in this range here, I mean, it's uncomfortable. That's for sure. Let's not sugarcoat it. I think there's only a couple guys. I mean, you mentioned Tong. He gets the White Sox or the Cubs. The weather's great, but I mean, the Cubs just don't have too many strikeouts. I don't mind them here at that price, 6,700. If you're looking to maybe get 10, 11, 12 points, we saw that out of Bryce Miller yesterday. I mean, the Taj Bradley, I think at 6K against Texas, they really don't have all that much power. I mean, just kind of looking at the projected lineup that Bradley's going to get. I mean, he's going to get Jack Peterson and Osuna, and then maybe Heim, and then he's going to get all righties. So he's going to get 6 righties who his K percentage does jump up to 21%. He's a ground ball pitcher, more so to both sides. He does get barreled up more by lefties. So, I mean, the righty power has been getting to Bradley. I just don't like the power that they have over here with Texas. So I think I'd leave Bradley in my pool. I don't mind him. I think Stephen Kolek, I mean, obviously with the matchup he's getting here with these Angels who are striking out a ton. I mean, he's got the best strikeout matchup, but he's just not very good. I mean, he's 19% strikeout to left side, 14.5% strikeout to the right side. He's going to see basically 2 lefties, I think, Chanel and Moncada. Everybody else is pretty much a righty from what I'm seeing projected lineup. So, I mean, you're getting a bunch of righties, so that's at a 14% K rate. He is a ground ball, mid 50% ground ball pitcher. I do like that. He does get barreled up a little bit more against lefty. So I don't mind Kolek either, just because of the matchup. I guess if there was anybody down here, this would be the guy that I'd probably roll with. I mean, to me, I think, I was just looking to see what the odds were on his game. It's pretty much a pick 'em game. So, I mean, I don't mind this one at all. I think Kolek could be the guy that I'd go to. I mean, just especially because of his ground ball rate. Kikuchi, I mean, he just hasn't been very good here as the season has wind down. I mean, strikeouts have been really low here the last month or two. I think Kolek's a guy that I like. I think Bradley's a guy that I could stomach, and then Tong, I think, is another guy that you could potentially look at too. But I don't love any of them. I just don't, and I really don't even like Luis Castillo tonight either. I'm going to let everybody else play it. Like I said, I think Sonny Gray is a guy I'd play. Max Fried's a guy I'd play. I think Crochet, Snell, Hunter Brown I would leave in. I'm worried about DeGrom, as you said. Here, they got nothing to play for. What do they need to be rolling DeGrom out too long? If he gets in any kind of trouble, they'll tell him pack his golf clubs and get on out of here. But yeah, I think the only guy I don't like Castillo. I mean, let's be real. Is there any other team that Castillo could be pitching against, that maybe the Angels, that anybody that they would even really, he'd be getting this kind of ownership against? Like, I'm not buying it, man. It's still, a pig is still a pig, man. I don't care how you dress the damn thing up. I'm not playing it. I'm not. Like I said, I think I'd play on the higher end and find some bats to make it work.
Yeah, I think Castillo is he's definitely playable. He is going to be the cash game SP. He has been better over the last month against righties in particular. You're going to see a bunch of righties here. His strikeout stuff over the last month against righties, 28.6%. Obviously, majority of the hitters here, probably all of them, but maybe 2. I'm seeing Fernandez and Moniak really going to be the only 2 lefties at least projected. Fernandez didn't even start yesterday, so pretty much Moniak's going to be the only guy that you really have to worry about. I don't mind him on the hitters aspect when we get to that. Against lefties, he doesn't really. That's where you target Castillo is with lefties. He's only going to see probably 1 at most 2. So I do think, I get the reasoning why Castillo is getting the ownership here. You look at between this year and last year, he's elite versus right-handed hitting. It's just tough. Like I said, if I'm playing Castillo, I'm not playing Houston, and I'm probably not playing. I'm definitely not playing DeGrom or Max Fried. I would pivot up and go to a Garrett Crochet, a Blake Snell, eat into that ownership a little bit there and just build my roster differently than what everyone else is going to do. But hard to really avoid Castillo personally myself, especially in MME, things like that. I get the ownership and everything, but I like him more than I did Bryce Miller yesterday. I really didn't have any Bryce Miller yesterday. I will have some Castillo today. Kolek is probably my favorite pitcher down here. The reason being is he's got the pitch leash. He's got the pitch count. He is really solid. Overall, really solid against Kansas City. You look at this year and last year, yeah, his strikeout stuff isn't there. But you look at the last month, it's only 29 plate appearances. But, 29 plate appearances is fine. He's facing the Angels, who are the best strikeout matchup for right-handed pitching over the last 30 days. Last 30 days for Kolek, 28% K rate against righties. He keeps the ball on the ground, 50+% ground ball rate. The Angels do have guys that can hit the ball in the air, but I mean, I'll take my chances on a guy like Kolek here at 7K. Nobody's going to play him. I like him probably the most down here. And then Jonah Tong, just due to the weather, 6,700 gets you on a different roster construction. You can get up to the Yankees bats when most people are spending down for Castillo to play Yankees. Going to a Kolek or a Jonah Tong and playing the Yankees that way, I think is an interesting way to do it as well. But really, those are the only three guys below 8K that I have any sort of interest in. Not really messing with any of the other guys down here. Let's jump over and talk hitting now. Let me go ahead and do this and share the screen and the stone. I hit the wrong button there, of course. All right. The stone, let me refresh, make sure we got all of the lineups here, at least up to date. First game on the slate, we are going to Yankee Stadium here. Yankees still fighting with the Red Sox there. Must-win game for them. They almost let it slip. They came back and walked it off in the bottom of the ninth yesterday there. My guy Colson Montgomery took a freaking moonball deep. That thing almost went to the third deck, then it trickled back down. Top of the first deck, just absolutely pimped a home run yesterday off Luis Heel yesterday. Let me refresh this. I don't know why. Okay, there we go. I was like, Luis Heel was yesterday. Now it's Max Fried. Different matchup. White Sox are definitely worse to play against a lefty than they are a righty. Personally, their best hitters do hit from the right side or the left side for the most part. Can't really get on any White Sox here tonight like I was last night, but Yankees, I mean, more of a bullpen game here for the White Sox, and they're going to just kind of limp to the finish line as best they can here. Yankees must-win game. White Sox, nothing to play for here. I mean, if there's ever a spot for the Yankees to nuke, it's got to be here against this whatever the type of pitchers, right, White Sox are going to throw out there. Alexander, I mean, there's some talks of different guys going. Overall, it's going to be pretty much a bullpen game for the White Sox. I will say there is some pinch hit concerns in this lineup here. Overall, actually, I see this lineup doesn't look like any of your pinch hit guys because the White Sox do have, 4 lefties or 5 lefties in that bullpen, I think, overall, so that you could see, but the lefties that are starting here should be pretty fine. Obviously, Yankees, like I said, must-win game. What do you see here in terms of offense, Yankees and the White Sox?
Yeah, I like the Yankees quite a bit. I mean, Goldschmidt should be at the top of that lineup from what I'm seeing, and obviously, he's a pinch hit concern if Rice or they do throw in a righty, and then you got Rosario, Slater. So, I mean, you got Grisham, Rice, and McMahon sitting over there on the bench. So, I think, in this one here, I mean, I do like the Yankees, as you mentioned. We're going to be looking for teams that have something to play for. Obviously, the power of the Yankees, I mean, it's kind of easy. I'm just sitting there looking at the slate tonight and just looking at the teams that we got in it. And, I mean, I'm just sitting there thinking, well, shit, Yankees, Mariners, and Dodgers looking good to me. Those are the teams with the power bat. So, pretty much that's where I'm going to lie between those 3 teams, just pretty much off the start of the slate. As far as the Yankees go, I haven't quite decided yet if I like the Yankees more than I like the Dodgers at this point. I haven't quite decided yet. I think I like them both. I also like the Mariners a little bit. So, I mean, it's kind of hard. I haven't put them yet. I'm probably going to play 2 teams. I haven't decided which of the 3 how I'm going to play them, but I think that's pretty much where I'm going to lie here, Nate. I'm going with the bats, with the better lineups. But, yeah, I think that Yankee lineup's interesting. As you mentioned, I did actually check the bullpens, too. As you mentioned, they do have a handful of lefties. So maybe that does keep those righties in because that's their weaker lineup. Obviously, if I'm playing – I mean, I'm not saying the White Sox give a shit, but, I mean, this here is a blueprint. If you want to beat the Yankees, I mean, you throw a lefty at them, and that righty lineup there is just not even close to being as good as the Yankees are with against a right-handed pitcher. So, yeah, I think it's interesting. But, yeah, definitely watch for Rosario, Slater, and Goldschmidt at the top. Definitely could be guys that could get pinch hit for.
Yeah, those guys didn't even make the lineup here. Yankees are going their best lineup. I mean, outside of McMahon, I don't know why McMahon's starting or Volpe over Caballero, especially against predominantly left-handed pitching staff here with the relievers there. So that's kind of shocking. But Grisham, Judge, Bellinger, Stanton, Rice, Goldschmidt, Jazz, Volpe, McMahon is what they're rolling out. So they're rolling out their best. I mean, that's their main lineup that they've been playing. Caballero might come in in pinch
If I
hit
was a
for a
Yankee
guy like
fan, how mad would I? I'm glad that lineup was out as for a Yankee fan, because I was looking at that lineup going, really, you got to win, and this is what you're going to roll out? Like, what the fuck
I mean, Yankees, I mean, they can also probably sense that the White Sox might just literally not give a shit here and just throw out. I mean, the White Sox had their World Series yesterday with Shane Smith, right? Their rookies in there. I was watching the game, right? All their parents, right? Montgomery's parents were in there. Shane Smith's parents, right? All these young guys, right? In Yankee Stadium. And they sold out to try and win that game yesterday. Didn't happen. The Yankees walked them off. I could see this game where the White Sox could just mail it in here and just throw whatever corpse out that they can. I love the Yankees. I love them all. My least two favorite bats would be Volpe and McMahon, because I do think, like I said, Caballero could come off that bench in for sure, especially if this game is close with the Yankees must win. But Yankees, one of my top overall stacks. For me, I'm right with you. I'm going to Yankees, Mariners, Red Sox, Dodgers. I'm looking for the teams that are playing for something. So I like those teams the most is kind of what I'm looking at here. Yankees definitely fit that build as a team that I'm really interested in overall. They're not going to be sneaky by any means, but if you just don't play them with Castillo or you make a little different roster construction, something like that, don't pair them up with Max Fried, something like that, you can get different that way. Next spot on the slate here, Red Sox and the Blue Jays. Red Sox also playing for something here, facing Max Scherzer. Max Scherzer, at this point of his career, I don't mind targeting some of these lefties for the Red Sox. I think the Red Sox are going to be pretty sneaky here. It's a must-win game for them. The Blue Jays do have a good bullpen in general. Garrett Crochet, one of my favorite pitchers on the slate, just with the upside. Again, must-win game for the Red Sox in general. Don't love any of the Blue Jays hitters in general, even as good as their offense is. I mean, you could play a Davis Schneider, a Vlad, a Springer against the lefty, but I really don't want to pick on Garrett Crochet in a must-win game, too. They're going to go to the best bullpen arms as well, trying to win this game as much as possible here. The Red Sox offense, I do like. I think they're going to be pretty sneaky. I like the upside, full 90 at bats. What do you see here in Rogers Center?
Yeah, the lefties really stand out here against Max. Has been just god awful in the last 30 days against lefties. I mean, his ISO's 364, his WOBA's 468. He's not getting any ground balls. Fly ball percentage almost 40%. His barrel percentage is 20.5% to lefties, 15% to righties. I mean, I think Max is done tired out here. Oh man, it's tired. So I mean, definitely like picking on him. I think, the way the roster construction is going too, I mean, if you go Castillo, you're obviously going to have some money for some bets. If you throw in someone like Kolek, I mean, if you're going to go with some Red Sox, you're going to have to pay some money for Durin. That's for dang sure. And then, if you wanted to use, you either go Yoshida or you could go Lau if you wanted to. But, I mean, Bregman's Story, I mean, you're going to pay up for those guys. So, obviously, if you wanted to mini them, you're going to pay up. I think Durin's my favorite bat here on the Red Sox. I wouldn't doubt if he didn't lead off the game with a home run. And obviously we like his stolen base upside too. So Max has been prone to give up the long ball. I think the last time out, Max got absolutely shelled. So I think the Red Sox here are definitely interesting as a sneaky low owned option.
Yeah, I love the lefties here for the Red Sox. And then, I mean, Bregman's been hitting well against righties this year all season long. Narvaez is fine. Story's been good. Rafael has been good. Like I said, the Red Sox are going to run. I love the lefties here. Max has been absolutely atrocious pretty much this year and last year. I mean, at the current state of his career, he just struggles with lefties. So I think the Red Sox are a really good sneaky upside stack here. Blue Jays bullpen is pretty good in general, but again, I like playing teams that are in must-win category, and the Red Sox Blue Jays are pretty solidified overall in their spot and their seating and positioning for the most part there. So my interest is definitely more on the Red Sox side of this game for sure. Takes us to a game where there's nothing to really play for in this one. Jacob deGrom, chalk of the slate. You could see some of these Twins if you wanted to really leverage. I don't love it personally. This ballpark sucks. I'm kind of looking at this game as more of a stay away. You could grab some of these Rangers, I guess, against Taj Bradley, who's been known to give up some home run power and some issues there. Rangers are a pivot off of the Astros as well at similar price points here, but I don't love this game in terms of offense. What do you see here in Texas?
Yeah, I mean, we got a game total sitting 7.5. I don't like it. I mean, we talked a little bit about liking Bradley a little bit against the Rangers. They just don't really have any power. So definitely not interested in any of those bats. But I mean, DeGrom, if you really want to peel back where he's been at the last 30 days, he has not been very good with righties. He's actually been getting barreled up at 13.3%. His ground balls have been low. His fly balls are up at 44.5%. So, I mean, we know Buxton's good. So I don't mind that. I think he'd be a guy maybe you could look at as for a one-off, especially if you wanted to get a little bit of leverage. If you wanted to go there, I don't mind him at all. So DeGrom for sure isn't the old DeGrom. So don't let that fool you. I mean, he's been getting beat up by righties. I don't like his leash, and like you said, they really got anything to play for. They're not gonna. If he gets in any kind of trouble, they're just gonna yank him out. That's for sure.
Yeah, I think Buxton, Clemens, Royce Lewis, Outman, Larnach. I like all of the fly ball guys here for the Twins. Again, DeGrom's going to have the strikeout stuff, but again, he's been getting barreled. I mean, 12% barrel rate over the last month, 11% to lefties, 13% to righties there. His strikeouts sitting right around 26%, but his fly ball rate, I mean, 42% fly ball rate over the last month there. Yeah, I'm full fading DeGrom tonight, and give me some of these Twins leverage bats. And on the other side, I mean, Taj Bradley, you talk about brutal. He's been giving up a ton of power over the last month to both sides of the plate, lefties and righties, getting hard hit, getting barreled up. I mean, 16% barrel rate. I'll take my chances and play some of these guys like a Jake Berger, one of my favorite plays on the slate at his price point. Josh Young, Hellman, Jock Jams, I mean, Adolis Garcia, all these guys who are barreling up right-handed pitching over the last month. I'll take my chances here. I think the Texas bats are pretty sneaky overall, and I like them as a pivot right there off of the Astros as well. So Berger and Young, my two favorite bats for sure. Michael Hellman as well as a cheap outfielder, I think is definitely playable as well. Next game, worst hitting conditions on the slate. Ballpark Pal has this at like minus 30% home run factor, minus 20% run factor here in this game. Jonah Tong, that's why I have interest in him at 6,700 as a bounce back candidate from his last start here. Matthew Boyd's been pretty serviceable all season long here. Again, like I said, Cubs can lock in the 4 seed here tonight in the NL. They can't really move up too far from that. They can kind of only go down. In general, that'll keep them on the same side as the Brewers, at least from what I was looking at in terms of the playoff picture. What do you see here? I mean, worst hitting conditions on the slate, similar to yesterday, and the game went, 9-7 or something like that. I don't like it. If it beats me, it beats me. I mean, what do you see here in Wrigley?
Yeah, I'm not going there either. I mean, it's like you said, worst hitting conditions on the slate. I'll actually give respect to both sides. I don't really want to pick on Boyd, that is for sure. And Tong at this point in his career, I mean, he's been pretty much a heavy ground ball to the left side. I mean, you're going to see Bush. We all know we like some Bush. And then we got Happ, Ballesteros, PCA. I mean, they got some pretty decent lefties, but I mean, he's been more of a ground ball lean. He has been giving up some fly balls to righties. But I mean, I just don't like it. I mean, I was surprised yesterday how many runs they scored. And as you said, if that one gets me, it gets me. I just don't think that it's really worth it even picking on.
Yeah, I mean, guys like Mark Vientos, Taylor, Alvarez, you could pull off some mini stacks here for the match just because the Mets are in must-win category, right? The Reds are right on their ass. The D-backs are right on their ass. If they lose a couple of these next games, I mean, they're going to slide their ass right out of that last wild card spot there for the Mets to the D-backs, or it's probably going to be the Reds, to be honest. Reds are at home facing the Pirates right now, so Mets must-win category. That would be the side I would go on if I were to pick a side. Guys like Lindor, Pete Alonso, Vientos, Marte, the righty power bats. Boyd has been really bad over the last month, but again, I don't like full stacks much. This park sucks in this current conditions, and again, upper 50s, double-digit wind blowing in the most wind-dated park in baseball. If it beats me, it beats me. But if I were to pick a side, it would be on those Mets bats there. Overall, just because the Mets are in must-win category compared to Cubs pretty solidified in general. Next spot on slate, Royals and the Angels. Royals bats got the job done for the most part yesterday. I think Kolek's a really interesting play in terms of pitcher, but again, he's not no ace by any means. definitely not the same matchup as it was yesterday. Angels, fly ball power hitters, Adele, Ward, Trout, O'Hop. Sure, if you want to. Royals are my interest here. Kikuchi's just not been good in general. Garcia, Witt, Salvi. I mean, some fine options here, but again, not the greatest spot for offense in general for me. Neither team really has anything to play for at all. What do you see here? It is good hitting conditions, I will say, though, in Anaheim again. Temperatures in the upper 70s, wind blowing out to center field. And we know how bad that Angels bullpen is behind Kikuchi here.
Yeah, Kikuchi's been good against lefties. I mean, righties, not so much. The last 30 days, he's been getting hit pretty hard, too, by righties. His ISO 269, WOBA 394. I mean, we know Garcia, Witt, Salvi. I think those would be about it. I think that'd be about as far as I'd go. Maybe a mini if you wanted to do that. But we know how I feel about the Royals. I mean, that Angel bullpen is cheeks, though. They're absolutely terrible. So don't mind picking on the Angel bullpen, but I'm not going to get overly excited about the Royals. I wouldn't do any more in a mini stack. I can't full stack the Royals. I mean, I wouldn't even consider a lefty against Kikuchi, but yeah, I don't really like the other side of this one. So I'm not, I think I'd rather play Kolek than go against the Angels here in this spot.
Yeah. Royals are out of contention. Angels are out of contention. So that puts them far enough down my list. Like I said, I'm going in on teams that have something to play for. The Yankees definitely have something. The Mets, if you want to put them in that category, fine. But the Red Sox for sure. Like the Red Sox a lot. And then like some of these teams we're going to talk about coming up here, including this spot. Mariners did not do the job yesterday. They were pretty hurtful. I swapped to them off of the Giants because I kind of had a nutted start with Colson Montgomery, Kyle Teal, and then Michael Harris is my three-man stack or my mini stack with sitting on 5 Giants. I pivoted over to the Mariners. Canzone did his job for me. I squeaked out a decent amount of cash overall, but really nothing what it could have been. Mariners, I'm back in on them here. Tanner Gordon is not, at least the jabroni, McCade Brown, he has strikeout stuff in the minors, right? At least he had credentials in the minors. It didn't translate over until the majors until last night, but Tanner Gordon, not so much. He's much worse of a pitcher, in my opinion here, at least in terms of strikeouts, and that's really what gets the Mariners. I mean, the Mariners have a ton of power. They always have a ton of power. We know that, but where they struggle is strikeouts, and they got struck out quite a bit yesterday in the realm of 10 Ks by McCade Brown. I don't think Tanner Gordon has 10 Ks in his bag here, and the Mariners are in must-win category. The park sucks, but I'm back in on Seattle, one of my top stacks of the board. Again, going to be fairly low owned overall. What do you see here? Seattle and the Rockies.
Yeah, I mean, Kyle Riley, just chalk him up for a homer. I mean, I can almost assure you that'll happen. I mean, this Tanner Gordon, he's basically the last 30 days has a 20% barrel rate, almost 21% barrel rate to lefties. I mean, he's been getting absolutely pummeled. His fly ball rates are high, ground ball rates low. So his ISO's at 255 against lefties. He's got a 10% barrel rate against righties. I mean, this guy's just been getting pounded. We know the Rocky bullpen is not that good. So, I mean, I think Raleigh, Josh Naylor, I think is interesting. Eugenio, I mean, they got all kinds of power bats here. Obviously, Julio, Randy Arozarena. I mean, don't sleep on this Mariner team. I think this Mariner team is really good, especially going in the playoffs here too. So, yeah, I do like some Mariners, but I mean, Kyle Riley to me just stands out. He's gonna go deep today, that's for sure.
Yeah, the Mariners are playing for that home field advantage because guess what? If they're at home, it's going to be pretty tricky in general to beat them just with that pitching staff. But not only that, just their ballpark, right, that they play in. And if they have home field advantage and they have majority of their games in a 7-game series in their home park here with their pitching staff that they have in this offense, they're going to be a tough out. And that's what they're gunning for here. So I love the Mariners bats. I like them all. I'm not really scared of any of these guys. Canzone right back on the well with him. Gordon has been striking out lefties in general over the last month, but if it's not a strikeout, it's likely a home run or at least a fly ball with chance for it to go over the wall here. So I like the lefties a ton. Righties are fine too. J-Rod's been really good. Suarez has a ton of power. His price is nice at 3,900 there. Nice thing about the Mariners is you can still spend up at offense or at pitching and play one of those guys at the top, because the back half of this lineup, 3,400, 3,100, 3,300, 3,900, 3,800 for Polanco at a weak position. I love the Mariners here. Probably my top overall stack on the slate when you're considering their salaries compared to what the Yankee salaries are, because you don't really have to you don't have to punt as much as you do to five stack the Yankees compared to the Mariners. Next spot on the slate, I do want to Mickey Moniak. I think is a really good one-off as well here against the Chalk Castillo. Talked about Castillo. He struggles mightily against lefties. Moniak probably going to be in there. If Fernandez is in there, I think he's fine too. But Moniak, 3,800, I think is a really elite one-off on the slate if you're fading Castillo. If you're fading Castillo and you're playing like a Kolek in that range, right? I like throwing in a Moniak to not only because you're not playing Castillo, you're saying, if I'm not playing Castillo, I'm hoping Kolek gets close enough. And then you're also leveraging it with playing a bat against the chalk pitcher. I like doing things like that there. So I think Moniak fits that build pretty good. Next spot on the slate, Dodgers and the D-backs here. D-backs one game out of the wild card as it stands right now. Dodgers are in the playoffs, but their seeding is still up in the air. This should be a really good game in general. Blake Snell on one side. I think the Dodgers are really good, but I don't think the D-backs are the sneakiest play or are the worst play in the world here, Gyiraszin. We know Blake Snell is good, but when Blake Snell's bad, he's walking guys, he's giving up home runs, and he can be really bad if he's bad. I know we talked about liking him up at the top tier for a pitcher just because he's going to be around 10% owned or so. These D-backs, I mean, they're still gunning for it. Marte, Perdomo, Carroll, Moreno, Blaze Alexander. I mean, the back half sucks, but those top five are pretty solid in general. What do you see here, Arizona and the Dodgers?
Yeah, I like the Dodgers. I mean, you look at Nilsson here, especially the last 30 days coming down the stretch here. Strikeouts have not been there. Overall in the season, he was at 22.5% strikeouts to righties. The last month, he's been down at 14.5%. His WOBA's at 403 against righties. He's been getting barreled up. I mean, he's ground ball percent is still there. He's been giving up more fly balls. So, I mean, I just look at Nelson here, and I mean, I just kind of just think about it here. I think Mariners, Yankees are a little ahead, and then I got the Dodgers kind of coming in right behind them. But, I mean, I think the Dodgers have slate winning upside. I mean, Mookie, I think, is in a decent spot today. I mean, it felt weird when I was writing down Mookie's name today, putting him in a slate play. I mean, that's my favorite damn guy. I haven't wrote him probably 3 or 4 times all damn year. But, I mean, Mookie's definitely a top bat here today. I think you could roll with him. Obviously, Shohei is somebody you want to play. Freeman, Muncy. I mean, all these guys are in pretty good spots. I mean, we know that bullpen is terrible behind him too. So, yeah, I think it's definitely interesting. I don't think as many people will go there. If you're playing the ownership game between the 3 top stacks, I think the Dodgers would maybe move up in there in that top 2. I think I would kind of maybe pair up the Dodgers with, maybe a mini of some of the Mariners, or maybe a little mini of some of the Yankees. But obviously you're going to pay up, so you're going to be looking at a Kolek and Castillo lineup if that's the case. But I mean, I do like the Dodgers. I think it'll be different too if you jam some Dodgers and Yankees. I think you'd be different by doing something like that, obviously with low end pitching. But I don't. I mean, if Snell and Crochet go off, somebody's going to build a lineup that will probably figure it out. So that's why I was thinking that's probably the way I would live today. But yeah, I mean, if you want to have these top end bats, I think you're definitely going to have the pitching or low end pitching. But I think the Dodgers are interesting just because of the ownership and how bad that bullpen is behind Nelson.
Yeah, I mean, you don't even need you don't need Crochet and Snell to have ceiling games if the Astros just don't nuke the slate. If the Astros don't nuke the slate, which kind of unlocks you to double spend up at pitcher or at least play one of those guys up at the top tier for sure. And if Castillo struggles, I mean, you're sitting pretty good. All you really need is 2 things to happen. Astros not to score a ton of runs and Castillo to not drop a 30 ball realistically. And these offenses like the Dodgers, like the Mariners, like the Yankees for sure to do their thing. So I think that's pretty interesting overall there. Mookie Betts been amazing over the last month against righties. Pages, Teo Hernandez, Tommy Edman. I like the righties more here against Nelson. Nelson's been pretty reverse splitsy, as you talked about over the last month. So going in guys like Pages, Mookie Betts, Teo Hernandez, who hit a bomb last night, Tommy Edman, switch hitter there, obviously. You got a cheap catcher, Ben Rodervet. If he's in there again, he hit a bomb last night, I saw. He's 2,200 at a onesie position. I'm in on these Dodgers. And then, like I talked about, I think the top 5 of the D-backs isn't the craziest plays in the world. They rank pretty good, even against Blake Snell. If you're not playing Blake Snell, I wouldn't mind going in on some of these D-backs guys like Marte, Perdomo, Carroll, Moreno, Blaze Alexander are some of the guys that I would look at. I don't even hate a Vargas there just because you can play him at a shitty second base position, which I like. If you're not playing up at Jazz Chisholm, second base is terrible. So I like guys that could fit that script for cheap. Next game on the slate, Cardinals and the Giants. Brubaker going to start for the Giants. It's pretty much going to be a bullpen game here. Sonny Gray. Giants are kind of mailing it in. It's going to be a long shot for them to kind of make the playoffs here. In general, they kicked me in the nuts last night in general, but as it stands right now, what are they? They're 4.5 games back of the wild card. Pretty tricky. I don't think they're gonna leap the D-backs here unless there's a tremendous collapse from the D-backs or the Reds. So Giants are pretty much fucked. They might as well start shining up their golf clubs and go there. Sonny Gray, I think when a team is pretty much toast, Cardinals obviously don't have anything to play for, but I like me some Sonny Gray. Don't really like any offense in this game. Park sucks in general. I'm not as interested as I was last night, and Palante actually was pretty serviceable in general last night. Sonny Gray is a much better pitcher than Palante. What do you see here?
Yeah, I mean, I really like Sonny Gray actually today. I think I'm going to roll with Sonny in possibly my lineups out over there on FanDuel. I mean, I'll pick on the Giants here. We like the park here, obviously. So I'm not interested in any Giants bats. I'm not interested in any Cardinals bats, but I think Sonny Gray is the only play for me in this whole game.
Yeah, I mean, I think you could play some of these Cardinals just because these guys they're hitting pretty good actually right now. Burleson, Donovan, Cardinals helped me win a 555 ticket last night, so maybe I got a little sweet spot thanks to our Stone and SaberSim and our projections kind of fitting it and using a little portfolio diversification. Obviously, I was pretty heavily invested in Logan Webb there, so Saber helping me out with the portfolio diversification. And when it knew I was pretty heavily invested in Logan Webb, it threw some Cardinal stacks against it and helped me get a 555 ticket. So I'm not going to X him out of the pool, but probably not going to make a main team or anything like that. But Donovan, like I said, second base position sucks. I think Donovan's fine there. Nolan Arenado at 3,200. This dude just never strikes out. And when you never strike out, fantasy points can come your way. Burleson at 4K, he's cheap. Sagassi at a shortstop position. If you're not playing Bobby Witt or Mookie Betts up at the top, punting all the way down to the guy like 2,700, Sagassi it isn't the worst play in the world there. So there is some Cardinals cheap bats that you can pull. And again, they're going to be much lower owned than the next game we're going to talk about here with the Astros. Not quite the same ownership we saw yesterday with the Astros, but it's going to be the chalkiest spot on the slate again here just because of their salaries. I mean, their most expensive hitter in their lineup is Jeremy Pena at 4,500, and I don't think Pena is going to even play here. So you're probably going to get Mauricio Dubon again. Pena is pretty injured in general. I don't see Pena going to be playing. It's probably going to be the exact same lineup as we saw yesterday, at least close to it. It's going to be probably Altuve, Correa, Paredes. Zach Cole is probably going to be in there. And then you're looking at Diaz, Walker, Sanchez, Myers, and Dubon is probably a combination of those 9 hitters. The lineup position might change a little bit there, but Pena is not going to be in it, and that just makes the lineup even more affordable to stack up. What do you see here? Best hitting environment on the slate in Sacramento. Luis Severino isn't the worst play in the world, or isn't the worst pitcher in the world there, but man, chalk Astros. I hate this team when they're chalky. Better spot in my opinion than yesterday. But what do you see here? Last game to round us out.
Man, Luis Severino just seems like it just seems like a losing endeavor seeming to stack against this guy. I don't ever seem to get it right with that dude. Like, he's not very good pitcher, but I mean, he does have a ground ball lean. He's in the mid 40%. It's more so to the right side, 5 percentage points higher. I mean, his fly ball percentage is at 28% against lefties, but I mean, they're only got 2 lefties. Cole, which I think is a decent play. He's got a 422 WOBA against righties. I don't mind him at all, cheap bat, but I'm not. You got Sanchez as well. I mean, I just sit here and look at, Severino. I don't like because obviously the Astros don't have too many strikeouts in that lineup. They only have 2 guys that are even over major league average, and that being Cole and Christian Walker. But I mean, I do not like the Astros against Severino here. That bullpen sucks, obviously, for the A's, but man, I just don't think the Astros are that good regardless. I mean, I don't really care. If they're playing this game in Houston, nobody would even be talking about the Astros at all, period. So I'm out on the Astros. I don't even want to go there. I think Cole would be the only guy I think I'd even like in that lineup. But I'd just stay away, man. I think the only reason they're popping is because they're so cheap. But I'm out. I'll stay away from them. I think I'd rather live elsewhere, kind of like you were talking about a little bit earlier. Maybe, finding another team like maybe the Red Sox, or maybe let's find some of those Twins or somewhere around those lines that you could get a little bit different from the top teams that are a little bit cheaper. But yeah, I do not like the full stack of the Astros today.
Yeah, the only bat I really like, or the only 2 bats I like, are Cole. Cole's by far my favorite Astro, and then Sanchez. Those are really the only 2 bats I like. Houston over last month, 21st in the MLB in weighted runs created plus as well. And they're just chalk due to the nature of the slate. I mean, Severino is just not a guy that really gets blown up too often. I mean, I actually think you could, if you really wanted to flip the build and leverage the slate completely, I mean, nobody's going to play Severino. He's going to be 2% owned, and he at least has shown a ceiling this year, has pitched pretty good against this Astros team in general. I don't think it's the craziest play in the world. I was just looking at, let me just look at the Athletics bullpen has actually been better, kind of middle of the road, actually, over the last 30 days. 4.23 xFIP in general, 3.76 Sierra, which is kind of middle of the road, actually. So it's not as bad as what it was to start the year in general. So I don't know. Astros beat me again. They beat me. I'm not gonna be in on them overall. Athletic side, I mean, if you want to play Nick Kurt, sure. Soderstrom, I'm not too excited about this game. Like I said, I'm going in on the teams that need something. I mean, the Dodgers, the D-backs, the Mariners, the Red Sox, the Yankees, and then I like the Rangers in the Twins game as pivots off of the Astros at similar price points. So that's kind of the nature of the slate. That's where I'm looking at. Gyiraszin, you know what time it is. It's time for your top 2 pitchers and then a sneakier pitcher. Same thing for the stacks, and then a home run call for the people.
Yeah, I mean, Crochet and Snell are my 2 pitchers that I really like tonight. Especially, you're going to get them at lower ownership. The stacks, Yankees, Mariners, Dodgers are what I really like. I mean, Astros obviously grayed out really well. I'm going to kind of let everybody else go that route. I think the Red Sox are decent for a mini stack with some power. And as far as home runs go, Nades, I'm parlaying these 2. You pick 2, I'm picking 2. I already know my 2 are. I'm going with 2 lefties. Jarren Duran is going to hit a bomb, and so is the big thumper, as I said earlier with Kyle Riley. So I'm going to put them 2 in a parlay, and whatever 2 you say, and we're going to end this show here with a little home run firework winner. So I think that'd be a good time. But I think I like my 2. I got my pen ready for your 2.
All right, awesome. Let's do it. I'll do my best to pull it out. I'm going Garrett Crochet as my top pitcher on the slate. Then I'm going Sonny Gray, and then I'll throw in Stephen Kolek as the cheap guy, as a pivot off of Castillo. Obviously, Castillo is a pretty solid play in general, but I think Kolek is pretty interesting at $7K. Nobody's going to play him. He's got a duration. He's got a long leash. He's got the best strikeout matchup on the board for right-handed pitching. So I think he's pretty interesting there. For me, my offense, I'm going Mariners, top overall stack. Yankees is kind of the 1B stack to them. And then I really like the Red Sox lefties in particular there. The Red Sox in general are kind of the sneakier stack that I'm looking at overall. And then my home run call, my first one, I'm going to first base, 3,700, Jake Burger, to target that power that Taj Bradley gives up. I like Burger. He's got a ton of power, as we know. I think he's a really good play. And then let me come up I'm going to the Mariners. I'm going right back to the well. I'm going Dominic Canzone, 3,300. So some nice value bats to afford those Garrett Crochet lineups. Dominic Canzone, Jake Berger, taking it to the well. That's going to do it. Appreciate everyone tuning in. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Helps us out a ton. We appreciate everyone watching all season long. Gyiraszin, it's bittersweet, man. Our last show together for the MLB season. We'll be back, though, next season with another full slate and a full season ahead of us here. Any closing remarks for the people, Gyiraszin, before we get out of here?
Man, good times. Appreciate everybody all year tuning in. It's always been fun talking baseball. I know you guys, we like to have fun bullshit. And, hey, I even had to tell you a shit story. I mean, that's literally, but hey, always fun getting on here with everybody. But everybody be safe. I'll see you all back here next year. We got a couple slates left. Maybe we'll slip in for a playoff show. We'll see how it's going. But yeah, everybody, let's kick some ass tonight. Let's have some fun. And hey, hopefully the Tigers don't blow it, because I mean that's just terrible.
Yeah, what a collapse that would be for the Tigers. Everyone was crowning them World Series champs, and now the Brewers said, "Hey, catch me in the rearview mirror. We'll see you guys later." But appreciate everyone tuning in over all season long. We love the YouTube chat and YouTube community here. If you're not a member, SHIPITNation.com. Get in now. Get the MLB season. The playoffs will have content like I talked about. Obviously, the NFL season, and not only do you get the NFL content and all the projections and tools and everything like that, you get access to SHIPIT Games, which is the greatest giveaway in the industry by far. No questions about it. It's over $79,000 right now as it stands. Can only go up from here. Completely free roll. All you need is a SaberSim membership and a SHIPIT Nation membership combo. $130 a month gets you access to all of that. Covers all the sports all year long. NBA is right around the corner with the guy Rio. I know NBA smashes in general, but again, appreciate everyone tuning in all season long. We love it here. Drop the like button, drop the subscribe button. Helps us out a ton. For Gyiraszin, I'm Nades. We'll see you guys next. I will be back on Friday, but Gyiraszin, that's going to do it for you for your live shows. Appreciate it. We're out of here. Peace.